Dun-dun-dun.
Here we are. Hey, let me get my headphones on.
Hey, people.
Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Dude, I feel great.
It's crazy. Like, we did this literally last year on New Year's Eve, and here we are again, New Year's Eve.
Crazy, actually. This actually feels like, yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah,
This actually, I don't know, we just started, but like it just feels really good to be here.
yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to you real quick. Just want to say shout out to you.
Shout out to you too, man. None of this would have been possible if it wasn't for you, and because I told you I watched the other one earlier before we hopped on here, and I was talking about how I was close to like burnout, like with all the other stuff, and like if you'd ever came along and like reignited the spark, pause, like it would have been just a different story. So yeah, shout out to you too, man, and actually being able to keep up and work as hard, if not harder than me, which is can't say for anybody. So
It's been fun. But yeah, welcome back to the podcast, everybody. We did one of these literally same day last year.
a year ago, yeah.
Exactly a year ago. So I'm probably gonna open up my phone, look at some pictures, we'll recap what we went over this year and then kind of set some expectations. And I think we both watched the last one.
Mm-hmm.
I think we both were in this agreement, or we agreed that last year was a little all over the place as far as goals and whatnot.
Yeah, like last year, like the year unfolded exactly how we talked about it because we had so many different goals for so many different things,
Yeah.
and we're way too spread out. But it's kind of cool to see how like that focus was so spread, and then just now it's like now we're on this highway.
Yeah, no, and it's crazy because like throughout the year, and I think one of the biggest things throughout the year, it has really been like, just like you said, we started out really, really broad, and then just like month by month, every 3 months, we were like slowly cutting away, slowly cutting away, slowly cutting away, slowly cutting.
Our focus funnel.
Exactly, like we were just like getting better every single month, every single week. Something was happening. We would learn something new, and like from hiring people to having to let them go to whatever to doing webinars to partnering with other people. Like there's so much that happened this year that was just like led us to the point of the amount of focus and not like stagnant, but like not complacent either, but like comfortable with now understanding the path that we need to stay on.
Mm-hmm.
And like just we're honed in, so it's like how more, like what more can we squeeze out of it to be even more honed in and more focused. It's kind of
And I shed literally everything else I was doing last year because like we had all these like 4 or 5 different businesses, starting the new one, and now the new one has taken over. And this month we made more this month than we made the whole rest of the year because it was the first month we actually focused and took it serious.
Yeah.
And we're how far away from 100K for a month?
We're only like 20, 25, 20.
No, it was 73 plus like the 14 that we had. We're like $12,000 or $13,000 away from.
Oh, I forgot about the affiliate. So yeah, we're probably literally like 10.
Yeah, and then we had one sign up yesterday, one sign up today.
So one sign up yesterday. So
literally, $10,000 or $11,000 away from
$100K.
$100,000. Will it happen today? To be honest, most likely not. But we still have achieved a 7-figure run rate. Like if we just maintain this, and the cool thing was like that was all organic. Like we haven't even tapped into ads yet. Like that was just off the strength of organic, figuring things out, and really webinars. To be honest, a lot of webinars. But yeah, we're like $88,000, $89,000 for the month. Insane.
Yeah.
Going into the new year, feels pretty damn good.
Yeah. So where do you want to start this off? Do you want to recap from start to finish? How do you want to start this off? What do you want?
Well, let's talk about goals from last year.
Sick.
And then talk about kind of what was achieved versus those goals. So, and if you remember things that I don't remember, because obviously we had so many goals, it was crazy.
it was a long list of goals.
Yeah. So first things first. If anybody knows me, I was pretty deep in the agency space. Literally just transitioned out of the agency. I'm like out of my agency finally. I literally gave my supplement company away, not even like exaggerating. Like it would have taken so long to build it to the point where I could sell it, achieve whatever, to where it was costing me more money, not by focusing on the AI stuff that we're doing because we have so much momentum here. So I literally just either transitioned out of my agency, well, I did that, and gave away my other businesses completely. As crazy as that sounds, because they've made me millions of dollars over the last few years.
And he's not kidding when he says that. Like, it was just a couple months ago where we were talking about like these other companies, and he's like, dude, I'm just going to let them have it. Like, I'm just going to let them have it.
And
but
it sounds so crazy.
It sounds crazy, but I think it was like the portion that I understood was like it was causing you more harm than it was causing you good.
Because I had like half foot in, half foot out.
And due to like, and we talked about this on the previous podcast too, that like not in a bad way to you, but like not a lot of the companies could run without you.
Yeah.
Like it was like you were the backbone to pretty much everything: sales, marketing, fulfillment, doing support, like.
Which is good and bad. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and you were great at it, but it was like, I think you were getting to this point where we were doing something over here and it was kind of working, but we weren't setting enough like attention and resources towards it. So it was like for you, I think you had this understanding, I'm assuming, and clarity of like, this is causing me so much more harm than it is good because it's taking too much time away from other stuff.
Yeah, and just a perfect real life example is like our AI business, we got it to doing about $18,000 to I think $23,000 was like maybe the best month of like recurring revenue or like just consistency.
Yeah.
And that was all the way through like November. So cool, $250,000 business, whatever. But then I decided literally November, very end of November, I'm talking like Black Friday. I was just like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna give all the stuff away. I have coaches that work for me and I had to bring them in and I was like, hey, I'm not going to go this direction. Told the other company I'm partnered with, like, I'm stepping out. Can I give my percentage away? And they're like, are you sure? Like, is everything all right? And I'm like, yeah, like, honestly, I feel like it's just costing me more money than, and stress of like having my foot halfway in, halfway out. And so again, from averaging $18,000 to $23,000 a month consistently, to the very first month, I shedded all that stuff, gave it away, didn't have to worry about it. We've done $88,000 this month. Insane, like 4x'd that. So definitely made the right choice, but that's just kind of like a good representation of like the amount of focus I was able to put into this now by shedding those other businesses. And this is the first month. Like, like I can only imagine where it's going to go from here.
Yeah. So. And it's pretty interesting because, you know, obviously there's the what ifs, but like don't live on what ifs and what's for the future. But it's also just pretty interesting. Imagine if we would have made decisions further back like this.
Oh, man. Yeah.
But it's like beautiful that it happened now because it was like in my opinion, how I saw everything unfold, it was like the perfect timing. Yeah. Because we had always had these conversations like, what do you want to do? I told you all the time, like, I'll ride with you wherever we go, whether we're going this way, that way, whatever we're doing, I'm cool with it. I'm learning so much day by day. I'm super young, so we can ride this bitch till the wheels fall off. Dang, I cursed.
It's all right. I was listening to my last one. I was like, oh, I cursed quite a bit in that
one. But it was like a beautiful thing to see because it like ended off the year with like, you know, it's obviously about to be New Year, but it ended off the year of like, okay, like this is what we're choosing. Like we're choosing this path.
And just being extremely rewarded for it too.
Very,
not just about like the money, but it's like the attention. Another goal I had last year was like want to speak on stage of high level.
Yeah.
And I got my first little shot of doing that. And again, shout out to Charles because like that wouldn't have happened without him. Like he helped me put together the presentation. And it wasn't so like a physical stage, but they told me like, hey, we understand you want to take this thing seriously. They let me in with the top affiliates already because they know like what we can do. And they give us a shot to do like their season of AI, like actually do a full-on masterclass, a affiliated masterclass, meaning we make all the money from all the signups from them promoting that to their millions of people list, which is insane. And we got a lot of signups from it, which was really cool. And they even reached out and were like, hey, you got so many signups, like this is really good. We actually want to know how you did it. Might even like take this and teach a class about how you promoted this so well or whatever. But again, so I had my first opportunity to be on a stage with High Level, be promoted to everybody, got a lot of attention. That obviously I think drove a lot of our attention that equated to a lot of the sales and stuff and just highlighting what we're doing because we've been doing it for a while. But so that goal was somewhat achieved, and now it's like we just work more to get up on bigger and bigger stages. And that's what they said is like, this is your audition. If it goes well, this tells us where we can fit you in the future. So super excited for that. We had goals of like, there was Practice Naturals, there was Contour Light, there was coaching, there was marketing.
SaaS clients.
It was like 200 and I don't know what we came up with. 256 in 6 months or something like that. And long story short, we started to achieve that stuff. Like we didn't get going until like, I think it was March we got our first like client.
Like March was we made our first actual money.
Oh yeah, it's up on the wall. Like your first actual money, internet money, was like a 997 thing, which was really cool because it was like 3 times more than my first internet money. So it was cool because like we had those goals, and then we started to get clients. We started to grow really fast, but then we also started recording everything, and then we started sharing like, hey, we just closed a $15,000 deal. Who wants to see it? And then that thing went like viral, like multiple times. And it was like, oh crap, like people want to learn from us.
Post that again.
I should, yeah. And then it was funny because like we never set out to like teach other people to do this stuff. We set out to grow our own SaaS, but then we started growing it really, really fast. And then we just decided, hey, so many more people want to learn from us. Why don't we just transition this? We've already documented this. We wanted to hire film crew. We hired a fancy, nice, really great film crew. We did.
We did first. We went and found somebody. So let's break that one. That one's pretty interesting. So we wanted, obviously, we have like a team here, et cetera. We wanted an extra hands to like film and only film. So we went to like a camera.
A newbie Sony class. We to learn the camera.
Yeah. Met two of these guys, and then one of them turned out to be kind of cool. We brought him in, et cetera, et cetera. And that was my first time having like an employee to an extent. So that was pretty interesting how that unfolded as well as like, it's just like the responsibility you have to have and like the structure you have to like have somebody underneath you like that. So yeah, we went, did that. And then unfortunately that didn't really work out and play out the way it should have, as he was, working somewhere else, the whole nine.
And he was brand new at doing everything, but wanted us to pay him like $90,000 a year.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Cool guy, just very unrealistic expectations. And the thing with us is like, we say we want to do something, then we go do it. Like, same thing with like this setup here. It's like, we want to build a podcast setup. It's like that day or that weekend, within 4 days, we had a painter out here, painted all the walls.
Got the slats, the wood slats. But yeah, that one was pretty interesting to talk about that, like wanting to film, because we were doing all like the coaching stuff at that point. And a portion of why we got into the coaching was like, again, we were doing it, and then I started doing a bunch of support. And I was doing so many support calls, and we were like, why are we doing one-to-one? We can do one-to-many. Yeah. And then we partnered with.
We did partner with a guy. Yeah. That was when we first got into coaching, though. Like the first camera guy, I don't think we were into coaching yet.
Really?
But we were just talking about the whole Mr. Beast style content for businesses and like wanting to go. Did we even ever do any real project with them?
Remember, this was January 9th. This was whenever we went to the YMCA because we were going to film.
Oh, we were going to film red light versus.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and we weren't doing any coaching yet.
Yeah, we weren't doing coaching yet.
So we did that. And then, I don't know, I think it was like April or May. We started getting a lot of traction like with these AI software companies and everything, and like became a top affiliate real fast. And we weren't even really setting out to do that. It's just people wanted to know what we were doing, what we were using. Yep. So we became the top affiliate, and shout out us at the time of shooting this video. We're still the top affiliate for this company, literally all year. Held it down.
We're crushing it too. Like, not in an egotistical way.
We're making like $14,000 a month from affiliate, which is really cool.
Crushing it. Affiliate, if you're
not even trying.
We're just, and the best thing, affiliate money to me is probably one of the best money. Like affiliate money is
passive income.
Yes, it's crazy. So if you ever have the opportunity to make affiliate money, definitely do that, because it's like, we utilize this thing. We've sold it. It really works really, really well. Why not tell everybody about it? And hey, save some money whenever you purchase. It's literally no-brainer.
So it's crazy though. So we ranked up pretty high there, and then we met this other guy that was like pretty brilliant with like the building groups and stuff like that, and had the organization that we lacked when it came to like building a group. Because I tried to build groups before, just not structured or organized, if I'm being honest, which I think I talked about in last year's. Excuse me. So we met him. We did a webinar, and we didn't even plan that webinar. We flew him out here because we were going to make content. I ended up being busy because I was trying to juggle all these companies. He gets upset that I'm not giving him attention, and he flew out here. So I was like, you know what? Let's just do a webinar. Did a webinar. Did what? $12,000 in a weekend.
Yeah.
And like so, and then I was like, okay, we got something here. Like, and we built that webinar like that morning.
Yes.
Like from scratch that morning, 12K webinar, selling a $200 product, by the way. Like
monthly recurring product too.
Yeah, $12,000 per month. So insane. So that's a lot of signups there. But so anyways, we start making money there. We partner with that guy. We start trying to merge and set up our CRMs and stuff. And then he gets into my CRM.
The craziest. Oh my, that was so crazy.
Saw like I had like 200, at that time I think it was like $255,000 in there.
It's 253, yeah. I remember.
And then started telling me about how he helped me create all this, and I'm like, bro, that money's been sitting there. Like,
it was the most,
like, what are you talking about?
Interesting conversation ever. Like, Jeff, we didn't even know that money, like, that was sitting in there, and like you could see that stuff. And
yeah, I had no clue you could even see that.
He was just digging around finding stuff. Yeah, but we were sending out like, because we had snapshots. So part of the snapshots, it's like an affiliate. So it says like plus plus or whatever on it. So I guess his assumption was like, well, I'm sending out these links.
And it takes like 30 days for that to even attribute or even make money. And we've been working together like 2 weeks. And he's like, oh, but I sent so many people. I know a lot of that. I'm like, it hasn't even been long enough. Shit was absolutely bonkers.
Losing his mind. Like losing. And man, remember the call? We have that call still too. Remember the call?
I don't. I mean, there was a lot of stuff this year, but I mean, I kind of remember calling him. But
we like all hopped on the Zoom call. We're like talking about it. He was like super frustrated and like it was very interesting call. Yeah. Needless to say, that didn't work out. Literally, we're like talking about paying him $10,000 just to like leave us alone. Like,
yeah, it was like, again, it's like we built this thing, and then he also got upset that people thought he was my assistant because like people naturally gravitate toward me. Like, obviously, I did the presentation.
You know what the crazy thing about it is? Sorry, I'm like so intrigued right now.
It is funny, like relive these moments.
Yeah, no, because the crazy thing about it, Jeff always does this. And the first time he met me, he told me the same thing as he tells everybody. And the same time we met, the founder of that AI software company, same time partnered with this person, same time. It's like you give him this disclaimer every single time. Look, what's probably going to happen, I'm going to bring a lot of attention. People are going to think I own the business. People are going to think I'm the face, and they're probably not going to think you are. But that's, that's the roles.
Yeah.
And so you set that expectation out the gate. I remember the conversation, and you told him, like, this is probably going to happen. I'm going to flock everybody.
I'm going to make a mess.
Y'all can clean it up. Literally. And what I tell you is like, cool, make a mess. I'll do my best to clean it up. We're making money. We're helping people. Cool. Make as much of a mess as you want. I will do my best to clean it up. He did not have that perspective. It was very...
no, he wanted to be the face, but couldn't sell shit to save his life.
Yeah.
Just again...
Not in a bad way to him. Like, no hate.
It looked pretty bad on him, but there's no hate or no shade.
No animosity, but it was just like an interesting thing for me to see from my perspective, being 20. I was 22 at the time, too. I was 22, and like...
You're still only 23, but yeah.
Don't say it like that. But yeah, like seeing all of that unfold, and it was like, wow, like this is what it looks like, not in a bad way to him, but like to be selfish and like to be.
And I told you like that's how it's been like in this whole industry. Like I've been telling you that for ages. Like this is how everybody is.
And whenever people see money, like they don't know how to act.
Especially when they see money they never seen before.
Yeah, like it was crazy.
And this stuff isn't like, this is just normal stuff to us. And as bad as that sounds, I'm not trying to sound like arrogant or anything like that, but it's like these are just the levels that we operate at, and I don't even feel like we're at the level that I want to operate at. So like this isn't exciting to me, but like these other people, like this is like life-changing type stuff. And then again, when money gets involved, people get weird, especially when they feel like they had more of a hand in it. So anyways, when that type of stuff happens, it isn't like I'm not gonna sit here and fight you over these little fucking pennies. Like this shit, man, I can make that shit in an hour. Like
later.
Yeah. So we decided like, okay, we're trying to figure out how are we gonna separate. This isn't going to work out. You want to be the face. Nobody really cares about being the face. I just happen to talk better than everybody else, and people seem to think. I was like, if I could play in the shadows, I would. But he was really stuck on that. So we were like trying to figure out how to break up peacefully because we had literally just sold these people on a webinar, signed up on a subscription type thing.
Like 2 or 3 weeks after.
If that, yeah. Like it's like within 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
And yeah, I was like, okay, well, we got to deliver this stuff to these people. And then he's talking about, well, I'm going to delete everything that's in the group. And I'm like, bro, you acting like a bitch. Like, there's no better way to put it. And I don't like cursing, crazy. But like, you literally just acting just crazy. So,
yeah, it was insane.
So, anyways, I was like, man, this dude's getting weird. I was like, why don't we just well, he can't afford it. I was like, let's just refund everybody. I was like, we'll still give him everything we said, refund them, and then we'll start a new group. I was like, I can afford to give them all their money back. He can't. So we told him that. I was like, well, we can just refund everybody. He's like, oh, whoa, changed his tune a little bit. But then it was still weird because, he's trying to build something in the background. Then he brings in another guy that he used to be partnered with and was talking all this shit about this guy, but then brings him in like he's the greatest guy ever. And I'm just like, okay, we got to get away from this guy.
Yeah.
So... And we were thinking, I remember talking to you, after we had a call with that guy, and we record all our calls, by the way, so we have all the documentation of this stuff. So if you ever come out and say some crazy, we got the receipts.
And no animosity. We don't.
No animosity, yeah.
We're just expressing it from
I know how people are.
Yeah.
And you got to protect yourself from that type of stuff.
Of course.
There's some weird-ass people out there.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we're talking to him on the thing, and we get off, and everybody's all smiles and stuff, but it's like we just knew he was up to something. So I was driving home. We were just trying to figure out what to do, and I was like, you know what, Charles? I'm gonna go live real quick in the group. I'm just gonna tell everybody, hey, we're giving Justin the group, all smiles and giggles on the. I said his name. Bleep that out. We're giving this guy the group. And I was like, he ain't gonna know what's gonna, hit him or whatever. Like, we offered to transfer it all over to him, and he's just like, bruh, this isn't what I wanted. All this stuff, and I'm just like, dude, he's being all weird. So, anyways, I just went live, and I was like, hey guys, difference of opinions. We're stepping out of this thing. We're gonna be over here, so we're gonna cancel all the subscriptions. So if you guys want to renew with this guy, go with him. We advise, getting set up with him. We're going over here, and we're actually going to do it for this price. So if you want to come with us, great. We'd love to have you. If not, no harm. But you're in great hands. This guy's awesome. Nobody expected that, and it was just that was the hardest live I ever had to do, because it was all these people just entrusted us with their money, joined this program, and then within 2 weeks, I'm just on there hey, we're going separate ways, etc. And I just didn't want them to feel like they got screwed or anything like that. So I wanted to make sure we delivered on what we said. We even gave them extra time in the group that we would fulfill stuff. And then we were going over to our thing and gave people a discount if they wanted to come over. And then, let him to clean up whatever. But literally just hey, take the group. We told everybody to pay him. I was like, I don't think we could leave it any better off for him than we did. And I was like, I'm not afraid to build this from scratch. I know I can. So we knew we were going to build this shit anyways.
And that was probably, and to recap, not recap, but to end that off, that was probably one of the best decisions we had made too. Because that we started our school journey there. We brought over 40 to 60 people.
Half of them.
Yeah, half of them came. And then we stayed at 40 to 60 for a little bit, cleaned everything up. And then we just started pushing and gradually going month by month. I think we're 100 we're almost 180 right now.
No, we're over 180. We're at 183 or 184 right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
And that was 7 months ago.
Yeah, and really no ads. That was all organic again.
Yeah.
So again, that was just, I know we spent a lot of time talking about that one, but that was our first, we start to get in the coaching thing, partnered with the wrong person, and we know not to partner. We won't partner going forward on our core businesses. Just because people get weird, but got out of that, started our own thing, bot launch, and it just took off.
It went crazy.
And again, it's because we had documented all the stuff that we were doing to build our business for us. We weren't even doing it with the anticipation of being gurus or teaching the stuff, but we documented all this stuff, had a film crew. It's all high quality, got tons of nice film gear and everything. And we literally just showed everybody what we said we were doing versus the other people out there I closed 52 clients last week, and it's no, you didn't. You're just saying all this stuff, selling stuff to people that you've never actually used to grow a business. And I wanted to be anti that. Yeah. And that genuineness, I think, caught a lot of wind, and we got a lot of people joining our group, and then people started getting wins because they see us doing it. We're giving them the exact resources we're using.
They're doing it.
And it is, and in our group, I ranked number 38 or 39 or something in school, on the leaderboards right now, which is insane. There's many, 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 many thousands of groups. And we're climbing up there so fast, which is really cool. So that was what? That was June or July.
That's somewhere in there. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, what else we got? Because that was...
Then we hired...
I forgot about that. Yeah, we hired another guy.
Yeah, so then we hired our first guy. Or was that...
That was before all that stuff happened.
Okay, yeah. Then
he was January, February, but we weren't doing it for the group. We were doing it for our own purposes.
Okay, then we really started going heavy into the group then.
Yeah.
And then that's when we hired the other guy, the other two.
Yeah, we hired one, and then we ended up hiring his friend to be a sales guy. But we hired a videographer, probably the most talented videographer I've ever experienced in my life. That guy's going to be phenomenal.
Probably June, July, we hired this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we shot at the crib June 11th, and that was maybe crazy. 2 weeks after we had hired him.
And the cool thing with that was we had this lens that we were sitting on forever, over a year trying to sell this thing, and it was on Facebook Marketplace for over a year. And Ian one day is hey, somebody wants to buy this, you still selling it? I'm like, it's still in a box. Yeah, go for it. And he sells this thing to this guy. The guy comes up here and he's like, oh, what do y'all do? And learns that we're a big media company, and he's like, oh, we'd love to show you guys some of my stuff. Gave a card. I look at his stuff, and I'm like,
the most
he shot this. Yeah, he's young. So I was like, Ian, call him. I was like, get him up here for lunch tomorrow or something. I don't even remember when we first met, but maybe it was lunch or something. We talked, and I was like, hey, I want to do a sample project. And then I remember we did an event here. We just randomly decided to throw a high-level event here. We had 30 people, and I was like, yo, come up here. And then he came, but I didn't know he had just got back from the Dominican Republic that day, no sleep. But he came by anyways, and then like he left early, but like it just kind of showed me, I was like, okay, cool. So we hired him, and we hired him for a lot of money. Young guy, and I was like, hey, I want to start you out gradually. And then he was like negotiating with me. He's like, hey, if you can bring me on here, da 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 da. And I'm like, we ain't got the budget for that right now. Like, and then we decided, like, fuck it, we'll go ahead and do it. And that was actually probably one of the best things that we did, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, I think it pushed us to be better.
yeah, and then like the content we got out of that was incredible content. If I keep talking about this, like we might have to call him back up and
No,
shit.
literally.
Like,
I was just looking at the content and I was like, dude, he really had some fire stuff. Like his
Yeah,
content
I'm
was
thinking about it
so
now.
good.
it really is,
Like
but
I was just looking at this like video that
yeah, no, and it's just like, yeah, his content is really freaking good. But at the same time, it was like we were buying him all these tools, all the software, putting a lot into developing him. And then he came to us one day, and this was like when we were decided, like, hey, we're not really making, like, we're spending like we're making so much more money than we are, just because I have the luxury of having these other businesses to finance this. And we were
So-
spending way too much money.
mind you, we're doing like around 20 at this point already.
Yeah, probably 15,
15
16.
15
yeah.
to 20. I'm not making any money.
Yeah.
Like no money at all.
Me either. Like, I didn't take any money until
Until-
this last month, like, or this month. Like,
We're paying at this point, and this is us being super transparent. Like Jeff has the other business, he's making money there, and that's funding a lot of the stuff we're doing here.
yeah.
And this money is really just going into paying all of these other people, and I'm making. I think I was only paying myself.
You were making enough literally to cover your bills and then put the rest of your expenses on credit cards. Like,
Pretty much
Yeah.
that, yeah, pretty much that. And so, mind you, think of that perspective when we about to roll into what we're about to say. That like,
yeah, so
we're working literally Monday, Sunday, day and night,
2 a.m. leaving here.
trying to
like,
figure this stuff out.
Yeah.
Transitioning from actually selling to teaching, and it's a big transition. Trying to figure out what you got going on with the other businesses.
Yeah. And all the bullshit that came with the other businesses.
And then so now we have this awesome film guy who's so creative, so super awesome, and we're like trying to like figure out what we want to do with him. And I think we were also in this point before you roll into that. Like I think a portion of it was he was so creative, like he felt like we were like capturing his creativity. Because a lot of the stuff that he did was so creative. It was super awesome. And this is by no means shade anyway. Great guy. Like literally, we're gonna connect with him in the future for sure, and like
Might be this week.
like make a documentary because we're doing some crazy stuff. Whatever. But we noticed that some of his work was a little more cinematic and creative than like marketing.
Yeah. And he's doing more what he wanted to do versus
Exactly.
like what we needed.
Yeah, and so that's kind of where we had this like breaking moment and like this branch and fork in the road of like, okay, we need this. This is cool. This is like super cool, and this is like an egotistical. Oh, we have a film guy who makes really cool content, but it's like we need this. Like we don't need this. We need this.
Yeah.
Which led us into us doing some shoots, doing some really cool stuff, meeting some people, making connections. But at the same time, a lot of it was being funded from your other businesses.
Yeah, the reason I was able to not take any money was because I
Yeah.
had these other businesses and
Yeah.
stuff, and then it was covering, like, my businesses were covering the rent and like all the other expenses here.
Yeah.
So again, it was like we were making this money, and in living,
It's like we're making $15,000 a month. Like at this point,
and still not profiting at all.
it's still not profiting whatsoever. People would kill to be making that much money in a SaaS agency. People were like,
But we just created so much overhead for ourselves because we have such big ambitions that like that was not. Yeah, people's goals are $10,000.
Exactly, like-
and our break even's $30K.
I'm like breaking this down in my head. I'm like, what were we doing?
Yeah. So and not only that, so we were paying them like $4,000 a month.
I was making
Young-
like $1,000.
Young kid, and then we hired his friend at $4,000 a month to do sales, and he wasn't well versed enough on the stuff to
He
like.
had potential.
He did have potential, but like
He's
we
a dog.
didn't have processes or systems.
We had
or
no structure.
to train him, so it was like
At
a
all.
disservice to him. So then we were just finding stuff for them to do, paying them $8,000 a month.
And I think we didn't have the structure and expectation. So then the place started kind of becoming like a little bit of a playground to an
Hangout,
extent.
yeah.
And like,
A high paid.
yeah, like people
Come here and just get money.
literally $4,000 a month, and we're Not in a bad way. We're literally dying. Like
like it's eating, everything. So, but so anyway, so like we had this conversation. It's like, hey, somebody's got to go. Like, you know, I had to tell Charles, I was like, we're not making money. I was like, you know, we're building this business, but I was like, I'm not making any more money. I'm just like putting more money from my other businesses into this.
They were like building backwards.
Yeah, and I was like, this isn't how business should be run. So we got to let somebody go. That same day, we had this, like, this was the morning. Like, I got here early. We were like in the front office with the whiteboard.
Actually, too, this was like our first like disagreement. It was like a business to business, like business owners.
What we disagreed?
Remember, we came early in the morning and you talked to me like how you felt about like what we were doing and like attention, where our attention was at, where my attention was at. This is like our first, not like a disagreement, but
I do remember something.
Like a serious conversation. We hadn't needed a serious conversation like that. Majority of the time, it's like we're on the same page. We're moving the needle across the board. But yeah, you had, and that was because I was just getting him to do random stuff. Like I didn't know what I.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
making content, the whole thing.
Oh yeah, because then we put the new sales guy like as your video guy But again, we were just trying to find stuff for them to do. But it was just like, bro, this shit ain't making no sense. Like, I was like, we got to talk.
Which was like, a great talk, though. Like, it was super good.
Yeah, we came out good and energized.
Yeah, and a portion of it was also super scary because, you know, obviously getting in business, you hear all these people, like, when you get in business with people, it never goes out good, yada, yada, yada. But, like, it was a pretty good, like, how do you feel? Cool. You feel that way? Cool. I feel this way. Yeah, what are we doing?
It was our first, like, real disagreement where it was like, I had to say some shit to you, and then you said some shit to me, and I was like, well, hold up, motherfucker. Like, But then at the end, it was like, bet, we're good, let's go.
That shit was fire, actually.
I will say, this is like the best business partnership anybody could ever hope for, me and Charles. So, but anyways, we had this, like, realization, like, hey, we got to let somebody go. And I was like today, I was like, I just can't afford to keep paying this. Because, like, mind you, I have these other businesses, but at the same time, it's like I got my foot halfway in, halfway out. And they're going down because I'm not putting the attention in them that they deserve.
And we talked about that earlier. Yeah. If you're not paying attention to the other businesses, they don't operate like they should be. Yeah. And we're all at the same. Did you have the other employees on the team?
I had a whole other team, like $40,000 a month in overhead over there. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like it's this year probably cost me $500,000.
I remember we were stressing so much at that time. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. So
you said this year cost you $500,000?
Yeah.
We're about to make that back.
Yeah, I ain't even worried about it. But and it's cool to be in a position where I'm confident that, like, it's still, I'd repeat the year the same way.
For sure.
It was very stressful. A lot of hard decisions had to be made, but I had to let go of that whole team and transition out of the agency. Like,
and they had been with you for like years. Decades.
Yeah.
So, and real quick before we move forward, like, do you think that made you like a better business owner and a better like entrepreneur, person, human?
I've never had trouble getting rid of people. I think you kind of noticed that. Like, I don't. Yeah. That one was harder because it's like I know they counted on me for a lot and like they were with me from the beginning. But at the same time, it's like one of those things like the saying, "What got me here won't get me there" type of thing. And then they were too comfortable, and it would be a lot of work. The amount of work I'd have to put in to re-energize that business, those people, and continue to build that, I just did not have the passion or love for it anymore. So it'd have been a disservice, and they'd either been waiting to get fired or waiting for Jeff to say, hey, we don't have money to pay you if it continued going at the rate. So I wanted to do the honorable thing, and I let them go with 2 months notice. Like, I will still pay you. I don't care if you don't even work. Like, go find a job for the next 2 months. I will pay you your full salary for the next 2 months while you go find something. So, and not salary, they were contractors. They got to make their own hours. But anyways, I was like, I will continue paying you guys, you know, through this time. But anyways, got rid of them. Then business partner did some really weird shit after that when it came to that stuff. So I won't even get into that. It's just people are weird, especially people that can't do stuff on their own. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
But that same day, like we were talking about the needing to get rid of people.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we got to get rid of somebody. And then that same day, that guy, we're going to get rid of his friend. And then
a couple hours after.
Well, yeah, because we get here super early. And then he comes in at like 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I need to talk to you. And then he's like, you know, I don't think I'm being paid enough. And it's like, what are you talking about? I was like, you get paid more than everybody here, and you're like the newest. And he's like, I've been here 90 days. Been here 90 days. Like, I need a raise. And I'm not just talking about like a little $1,000. He's like, I think I need to double my pay. And I was like, like I lost like all the respect I have for this kid. left my body that moment.
You should have seen Jeff's face. Like, it really did. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember. Oh my, I remember
Yeah,
hearing that.
talented guy. That was just insane.
Yeah.
I would call that the Austin work ethic. Like, just people have these unrealistic expectations, or maybe it's just like this generation. Again,
like-
that's no disrespect to him, but that shit was like a spit in the face.
Yeah, it literally felt like somebody like RKO'd me through a table. Like, I remember, again, mind you, I'm not making any money. Like, I'm literally living
Yeah, we're busting our ass harder than all these people combined
to pay them.
Pay them way
So
more
they-
than we're making from this
literally
business. So he said that, and I look at Charles. I'm like, well, this is.
he goes, this is going to be an interesting conversation.
No, I think I said, well, I don't think this conversation is going to go the way you wanted.
That's exactly what you said.
So I was like, you know what? Let me and Charles go for a walk or something like that.
We have this on video too.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah,
And I don't know talking about this.
Yeah, and I don't know if we went. Yeah, we recorded when we went for the walk. I don't remember if we went for the walk before we got rid of him. No, we did.
Yeah, we did.
So we went and walked. It's like, okay, hey, what do we? Came back. And it's like, nah, you gotta go. It's like he's asking for more money. Like, and this was like the 1 week I had him work on like these little shorts videos, and he's like, I did 25 videos this week. I was like, but what about like the last 10 weeks where you did like one project every other week?
And again, not in a bad way to him, but like we were paying him, and it was our lack of structure.
Yeah, again, our fault, but
allowed this like playground type of vibe, and he was submitting stuff to like other film festivals.
Oh yeah, you wanted to use our work to
paying him,
get grants, and it was like, bro, this is our work.
Yeah,
we created these connections. We paid for this production. Like,
paid for the camera. Oh my, we spent like excuse me, like
$4,500 for this new camera that he wanted that did the same thing our other one does.
Just the camera. That's not talking about all the gizmos and gadgets and the mics
and screens and.
Bro, it was like probably like $10K.
Probably easily, yeah. But again, like just facilitating his growth. So again, it was like a big spit in the face when he said all that. So then I was like, okay, we got to go for a walk. Came back in. I was like, hey, I was like, well, not only are we not going to be in a position to give you a raise, I was like, we actually need to get rid of somebody. And you actually kind of made that easy for us today because you feel underappreciated, undervalued, and I completely get that. That's okay. We're not going to be able to give you a raise for anytime soon. And we honestly need to cut somebody. So I think with you feeling that way, I think you're better off somewhere else. And then he was like, no. He's like, okay, I don't need a raise or anything like that. No, I'm good. It's okay. We can talk about it later. I was like, no. I don't think you get it.
Yeah,
like,
no, definitely.
We are letting you go.
Yeah,
you're done.
Yeah.
And then he just got quiet. But I will say he took it better than.
Yes.
He was really cool about it afterwards. And then he's like, man, I don't think I explained that right. And I was like, yeah, no, you didn't. But
at all.
But again, no disrespect to him. I mean, just having those expectations was kind of crazy. But then he came back and he's like, all right, man. He's like, can y'all just do me one favor? And it's like, don't, teach my friend, get him better. And I was like,
Jeff goes, we go outside, not in a bad way, in any shape or form.
I was like, we got to go for another walk.
Yeah.
They came back in and I was like, you're really not going to like how this conversation's going today. Because like the other half of the conversation is like.
You're like, bro's next on the chopping block.
And I was like, I don't want to get rid of one of the best friends and then the one's still here. I was like, that's just a weird environment. I was like, so, we were planning on getting rid of him too. I was like, but I'll tell you what, that's your final wish or whatever. I was like, I'll give him, time. So we set this time. I was like, hey, got like 2 weeks if you close. 2 weeks. Excuse me. It was like two people a week for the next 2 weeks, which he'd never done. So we knew it was a high goal, but it was also still achievable.
Yeah.
And so we set that, and then we're like, we weren't recording on here at all, but we got that one, luckily.
Oh my,
that's crazy. But anyway, so we set the expectation, and then like that weekend he was sick or got COVID, and he was like, I can't make it in. He's like, just find somebody else. And I was like, okay, well that's respectable. So anyways, we got rid of those people, and then that was like freed up $8,000 a month. So now we have money to put into ads, which I think we ran a little bit of ads.
We ran ads.
We started running ads
for a while.
Crushing some ads.
Yeah, because the demo, and we started going crazy on ads actually.
And then that probably equated to like an extra few $1,000s a month in revenue, which was really cool. So we did all that. That was what, August maybe?
Let's see.
Yeah, I think it was August because I think I got rid of my other team members like August or September.
There's Jonathan.
Let me see. Dang, you over here putting names out here.
Sorry. I got something August 9th. Oh, this is whenever we sold the MacBook to him.
Okay, it wasn't long after that. Yeah. So
yeah, it was probably like.
So then we came really lean. So I just got rid of my team at the other businesses, got rid of we got rid of our people here. So it was just like me, you, and then we got our video guy. And then again, like I'm still doing like coaching, still trying to run the supplement company, still trying to do all this stuff. And there was like a lot of stuff going on with that just wasn't fun. And so anyway, so just back and forth for the next few months with that, like trying to put attention there, trying to put attention on the new stuff.
It's actually interesting you say back and forth because I was just looking at, I was like, man, there was like, after that, we kind of got like stagnant. Like it was pretty like, we weren't really doing much. It was just a lot of like back and forth.
And it's probably because we had an extra $8,000 that bills were being covered and you were making like a little bit more money.
Yeah.
So just like chilling while I was trying to figure out what I was doing. And then fast forward to November. We went to Level Up Summit.
We went to Level Up Summit, went to Kansas. That was cool. We went to Kansas. The Elite, like.
Oh, yeah, we did all that stuff.
When did we do that?
That was early on. That was when we were trying to build a business, not teach people.
Okay.
So that was like probably January, February.
That led us to helping like Bot Launch grow.
Yeah.
That was super important, actually. Yeah, we made this podcast on July 3rd, this setup.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Yep, this was July. Wow.
Probably a little bit further. Actually, probably earlier.
Man. Yeah, a lot.
We had
done this year.
hosted a BNI event. Like we hosted.
We joined the BNI.
We joined the BNI. We don't even.
Gosh.
I got my car stolen. I moved to an apartment here, but we hosted an event here.
Oh yeah.
That event was really cool, like a GHL event here. That was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, we went to the what's it called? The Dan Kennedy, Russell Brunson.
Oh, that was in May. Oh, we joined a big mastermind, $25,000 mastermind.
That
with
was
Russell Brunson.
My most expensive purchase to date.
We documented that too, so we got that on camera when we filled out that form, and Charles made his biggest purchase ever.
Yeah, that was in May.
Yeah, that was. I think that was prior. I think we were still paying them guys that. I think we still had the film guy and everything too then.
Because we went to Kansas. No, I don't think we did. Because we went to Kansas in like April.
Okay.
All right, fast forward.
Yeah, but it went to Level Up Summit. That went amazingly well.
Yeah.
Like we were out there with Closebot and the team.
This was huge.
Created so many connections there, and we literally just made it a point to like. I'm usually introverted. Like I go to the event, I go to learn, I go back up to the hotel and recharge. But we made it a point to stay out and like take people. Like we took big groups of people to go eat, paid for everything for everybody the whole time we were there, and just created so many great connections. And then got to see so many people. We probably talked to 300 out of the 500 agency people that were there. Interviewed a bunch of people, and just really took everything to the next level. Like people knew we were there. Like they knew we were going to be a force to be reckoned with.
It was actually super, super awesome.
Yeah, and then
that was huge. Yeah, we stayed out like literally.
Met Max. Person of school, like the guy that's won school games like 4 times in a row. Took them out. Yeah, got them as like a client for AI, which is really cool. Met actually Jim Edwards. That's why we're gonna be doing the AI stuff with him. So much great stuff came out of that. I met every speaker. That was all but one.
Yeah, that was huge. I did a bunch of interviews of like the biggest names in high level, like all the top affiliates. Did interviews with everybody across the board.
Yeah,
started dropping.
We killed some content there.
Yeah,
we was running. We were working out downtown Dallas.
Literally going. It was like leaving, hanging out with people till like 11.
Running fucking 4 miles.
You, not me.
Yeah.
But then running 4 miles. Jeff was moving them 4 miles
with a few old fashions in me too.
Yeah, he was
crazy.
He was running a little crooked, but he was running.
But yeah, so got back from that. That really charged us up. We're gonna pivot into doing GHL affiliate stuff, and then decided like stick with the AI. People are coming up to us, like big people in high level, telling us like we inspired them, and then now they're copying us to do the same thing that we do, and literally telling us like literally copying your guys' lead, like I want to let you know, all this stuff. But it was just cool to like see how many people like actually knew us and knew of us and been watching us, whether they liking or commenting on stuff or not. Like it was super freaking cool.
Yeah.
And then I don't even know, October, November. That's kind of a blur to me. Like I don't feel like we did anything super significant until like Black Friday when I decided. When I had the thing for the AI for high level.
Yeah.
they said we're going to do that. We shout out to Xavier, shout out to John, shout out to Sean, shout out to Rob and Alex, like Varun, all of them for, you know, thinking of me and like putting me in that position. So we made a webinar for that. I went hard, like building that webinar. Charles went hard, making it juicy. And then it was ready, like within 48 hours. And then, so we recorded it. And then I was like, man, I want to know how this thing's going to convert. So I just did one on a random Sunday. We did like what, $15,000 or something crazy.
Something like that, yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, this is good. Let me do a webinar a night for like a week. What we do, like, I don't know, $50,000, $60,000 from it?
Yeah, from that.
Like this month from it.
Yeah. It was crazy because it was like first couple, I mean, you did the first one, it like hit really hard. Second one, you did like one. And then remember we were like, maybe not. And then we like tweaked it a little bit and then didn't. And then it was like 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
put a replay and there was like 6 more coming. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, it was like $2,000 to $3,000 a day, almost the whole month of December, which
Literally.
is really cool.
Yeah. They did the high level thing. That brought us so much more juice.
Yeah, we got like 14, 15 new affiliates there, which is really cool. Probably more. But yeah, so much stuff was done for all of that. And then just finding that rhythm. Hired Amanda as the admin. She'll probably end up being our tech person here very, very soon.
Shout out to her, man. She's great. She's definitely great. Out of all the people we've ever came across, I think she's
so realistic and as far as expectations, and a hard worker. Like we was up like 1 o'clock in the morning on the weekend.
This is the first time I'd ever seen anybody text Jeff besides me at 1 in the morning. It was the weirdest thing ever. Like I remember seeing the text coming through and I was like, they're out working.
Yeah, me and her back and forth, like working on this webinar. Charles was nowhere to be found.
I was literally like I was like working on some small stuff and I was like, they're out working me right now.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was cool to see that like we had somebody else like that was like wanted it as bad as we did.
Yeah. So all that being said though, we achieved a lot of goals. We didn't put as much work into YouTube as we wanted to.
Recently I've been posting every single day though.
Yeah, but we didn't make those videos for YouTube, if we're being fully transparent. But yeah, we have been posting very consistently thanks to Charles.
Yeah, that's helped our affiliate grow by like $2,000. Like
at least. Yeah, probably 5. Like with the affiliates and like our AI stuff. So we're just gonna get that that's going to be a big focus for goals going forward, 2025.
Yes. All right, let's talk about it. We're transitioning to some goals.
Yeah, let's
recap the year real quick.
Recap the year. We went from this crazy shotgun approach of Jeff thinking he's Superman and able to handle 4 or 5
Jeff and
businesses
Charles
at
thinking
once.
we're Superman.
Yeah. To
Batman and Robin.
Literally got rid of every single business, whether I was bought out or just gave them away, to literally focusing on one single business, a new startup. First month, doing 100K, almost 100K.
Your training deal.
Training deal.
That's huge.
If I would have sent that invoice and got that today, we'd have hit 100K.
Why didn't you do that, brother?
I didn't think about it. I need to actually do that. Let's do my first training tomorrow. But anyways, this company transitioned out of.
This is the last portion of 2024, and we'll roll into it.
Yeah, I was like, hey, this AI thing's taking off, and it's funny because old business partner was like over here trying to make himself look great and try to shit on the stuff that we were doing and was telling everybody that the AI thing wasn't going so well. And I was like, just let him think this stuff. And then I finally was able to go back to this company. I was like, hey, I'm actually going to withdraw everything. I'm giving this portion of my percentage. And they're like, are you crazy? Whatever. And I was like, yeah, it's just not worth my time. I was like, we're literally making $3,000 to $5,000 a day right now with AI. He's like, I didn't think that was going very well. It's like, well, that's because you're getting your information from somebody that has no clue what we're doing. I was like, and it's funny because it was crushing. So I was in this great position to be like, well, I'm done. And we need to do the training and stuff like that. And how about, if we pay you a portion and then you can, bill everybody for training, but give them a discount so you can make money. And I was like, it's just not worth my time. I was like, it had to be a dream scenario. And literally the dream scenario was I show up once per week, hour, maybe 90 minutes of training, and my job starts and stops there throughout the month, and I wouldn't do this for less than $10,000 a month. And I was like, I knew it wasn't a realistic expectation, and I said that, and they're like, oh, what if we did it this way? We pay you half, and then we endorse you or promote you to our list, and I was like, nah, because then I got to worry about them paying or selling them, and then their credit cards, and if somebody's credit card gets declined, and there's a whole lot of admin. I was like, I got to do all that to make what, pennies on the dollar. I was like, I'm literally making $3,000 to $5,000 a day with AI, and it's just getting started. It's like, no, thank you. This is what it would take. And they're like, you know what? Let's do it. And I was like, $10,000 for 90 minutes a week, literally 4 calls a month. They're like, yeah, I was like, okay, well, I guess we can do that and see. So I'm actually supposed to start that tomorrow. I haven't even sent them an invoice. I need to send that because I need to make sure it gets paid before I do any work. But yeah, so secured a potentially $120,000 a year to
Training.
do an hour to 90 minutes
Training
a week of
gig.
training. But in my defense, like I'm the best in the world at this particular type of training.
Very good.
Nobody even comes close.
Yeah.
And it took 5 years to get to that position to be that good at it. So it's only right. And they do stand to gain a lot by me doing this training for their people to create this ecosystem of success. But so that was huge. But I'm literally out of like the marketing, out of all the other stuff, supplements, all that jazz. Can focus 100% on AI, and then once per week I'm doing a training to teach people something I know that I could do in my sleep. So.
Yeah, that was huge. That was a really good like breath of fresh air, because it was like you, in my opinion, how I saw outsider looking in. At the same time, it was you put a lot of work in, and obviously letting go of all that work was like probably tough to that mentally exhausting of like I just did all this and now I'm just letting it all go. So to kind of like a severance package to like, okay, this is my farewell gift. I'll do a training and this is what I'm worth. So to an extent, you're worth more than that. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was super huge. That was really, really awesome. And I think that helped inspire you to even work harder doing all this stuff, because it was like a breath of fresh air from that side.
Yeah, and it was just cool because like my goal this whole year has never been pull any money from like me and Charles' new business. And I didn't touch any money all 11 months of this year until December, when I got out of the other ones. And I was like, okay, I got to start pulling some money from this. So it made me go harder, but I literally wasn't building that business to make anything from it right away until it got to the portion or how big we saw it getting. So then to be in that position within a month of making that decision that, hey, we're going to go in all in with this, and to be in a position to tell them like, this is what it's worth to me. If y'all don't want to do it, that's fine. I mean, I'm literally could walk away today and be perfectly fine with it, but y'all can't really walk away from this level of training, like, and to be the brand that y'all want to be.
Coming from a place of leverage rather than desperation.
Yeah, so
which is important. Key point right there.
Yeah, it was huge. So, and again, I'm still like, as bad as it sounds, like, I'll do that, but I'll see how much attention it does take from me, even though it's only an hour a week, up to 90 minutes if there's questions. It's still, I just want to make sure it doesn't take from what we're doing with AI. Otherwise, I'll drop that too. So again, it's cool. I'm almost up there with Jason Fladlin. I know he gets $3,500 an hour. I'm at $2,500 an hour now.
Coming soon.
Yeah, so I'm working my way up there with Jason. So.
Working my way downtown. All right. I just wanted to say, for me personally, and like the businessman, for Charles looking back at this, I did crazy. I think I have difficulty like patting myself on the back, but I think we've both done like. I mean, you've been doing this type of stuff. I mean, this isn't really new to you, but like this was all new to me. Like, and to say that we, have a $200,000 business, I think we're only like $1,000 off of $200,000 this year. I think that sell I made today would probably be like the last $200K. Dang. Because Stripe just coming in with a payment, whatever. Yeah, just a huge pat on my back for myself. Honestly, obviously pat on the back to you, but like, dude, it's crazy.
He's like, let me put my foot up.
Yeah, it's like 22 years old, like.
Came from working construction last year.
Internet
entrepreneur this year. 6-figure internet entrepreneur.
Yeah, and so it's been crazy. And for future self, just to remember to always give yourself a pat on the back, because you've done really, really great stuff overall this whole last year. And for anybody watching, I'm not special by any means. I just really wanted it that bad. And I stayed up late and I got up early, and it was hard, and vision was blurry a lot of the times. But it was just like, this is the path I've chosen, so I'm going to stick to the path. And I'm super freaking beyond grateful for the mentor and business partner that you've been thus far this last year. Like, it's crazy. Like, it really is. You've literally altered my life, like, to a different place. Like, I knew I was going to make millions of dollars. Like, don't get me wrong, but.
You're going to make billions.
Yeah. But, like, connecting with you and being able to be a mentee, and I feel it's getting into this position where it's business partner. We'll see that soon in the future.
And that's what it is.
Yeah. But business partner as well. It's been great. It accelerated my growth 17, 20x, 100x. And I know that people would kill to be in the position I'm in. So there's not a day that doesn't go by that I'm like grateful for everything, the learning, the hard, the good, the bad, the ugly, from literally hiring somebody, having to let them go, to making money, to
we did everything.
Like making so much money, to still feeling like we're not having money, to just systemizing things, to being all over the place to understanding we need to focus. Like there had been so much growth within this last year, and it was our first actual calendar year working together. So
yeah, that's crazy. We didn't hit our million that we hit. Probably lost. Like I said, probably I know of at least 300,000 that I lost, but it's probably closer to 5. If I run.
We a little negative right now.
But again, like at the same time, I wouldn't trade it for anything because like I'm actually happy. We're lean. Yeah. I'm happy. You're at the level that like me and you, we literally are business partners. Like, and I know we're going to slaughter 2025. And we're already crushing everything that's out there. We see all these people copying what we're doing already, and it's crazy because you're new to this, and everybody's already looking at what we're doing. So super, super happy for that. You hit the 100K. You said you want to make 100K from, and then you get a tattoo. Yeah. We hit that 3-4 months back, and we still got to go get that tattoo. So within the next week or two, we will go get those tattoos, and I'm gonna get another one here. But I'm excited because that was his goal. We hit it. It's crazy to look back, like, because the last New Year's Eve, you said that was like your first time, like on video or something like that. And then now just the level of like everything you experienced this year is insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. I not only leveled up personally, not like business wise, but like personally as like an individual, I've grown so much. Like it's crazy that the perspective and like how I treat people, how I carry myself, like the confidence and the self belief that I have,
confidence, man,
is insane. Like it really is. Like I'll meet people and they just like are naturally attracted to me to the extent of like he's going places, like he's doing stuff, but it's just because I know I'm doing stuff. Like I have this confidence due to the actions and the experiences I've put in place due to this whole thing. So yeah, man, overall, like life has been absolutely amazing. Literally the best year of my life thus far, for sure.
That's cool. That's super cool.
And it's only getting up. It's only getting better, and it's going to be ups, downs, left, rights.
And you know what? I forgot. God, I feel bad for saying this at the end. I got married this year.
Oh, yeah, you did get married.
I got married in a...
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That was this year?
It was this year, but what was crazy, and the reason I remember that now is like, when I listened back to the other one, it was like, remember I randomly told Renee, like, I'll probably get married in the next few months, and she never heard that before.
Oh my God, you did.
That was a goal, and I was like, probably somewhere in the mountains or something. I literally took her to the mountains of Sedona.
That was
had
beautiful.
The dopest like wedding, and she loved it. We stayed at this super fancy hotel. It was like all glass. And
when was that?
Sedona.
But when?
Oh, when?
February?
April 9th.
April.
Yeah, so
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I feel bad for like saying this last, but say the best for last, right?
Of course.
But it was cool because again, I remember like saying that, and she was all cheesing on the side because she never heard me announced that, I actually want to get married to her. So we literally got married in our favorite place ever and had the dream wedding that we wanted to have in April, like literally everything.
That was beautiful. That was amazing, actually.
So
yeah, congrats on that. That is huge. I thought that was last year for some reason.
Boy, taken now, so.
Maybe on TikTok, they be trying to get him. Chill out.
Stupid. That's funny.
But yeah, super great year. And on both parts, I think we've both grown so much. So yeah, what's in store for 2025?
Crush YouTube. Bigger stages for high level. Become the face of high level.
Become the face. That's still the goal. We're locking that in.
Yeah, that's going to be the goal.
100%.
Like literally speak on the stage, real stage at Level Up Summit 2025.
Let's get it.
And then minimum like $1 million business, but like honestly, I think we can do $150,000 to $200,000 a month within 6 months. Like because we hit. I can't even say we hit $100,000 this month. Like we hit $90,000 this month without ads. So January is going to be all about cracking ads. If that takes us through February, cool. I don't care.
Yeah.
But we are going to get a system for generating 100,000 plus in revenue per month within the next 90 days. And then my goal, I just got the Starlink yesterday. I forgot to tell you. But my goal is to get that within the next 3 months. And then I want to hit the road. Like I want to travel, see the U.S., see other places. And be able to do these webinars from different places and just go meet a lot of like other partners and stuff like that. So it's all about lifestyle. And then I want to have a kid. We're trying for a kid. So I hope to have some great news. And last year is I want to get married. This year is like I want to have a kid. So
little Jeff Jr.
Into this next year, I might be right here, you know?
Jeff Jr., that's exciting.
That'd be crazy. Like sit here next year like the kid.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Coming soon. Jeff Jr.?
Yeah. Maybe. Might have to. I don't know. We'll see.
That's exciting.
Might have to get middle name, or might have to name him Charles. You know, I don't know. Can't change my life just as much as he says I changed his. So.
I'm just doing my part, man. Me personally, I think one of the stuff, all of that stuff is absolutely aligned with what I want to do as well. I want to do. We're 180 members bot launch. We said 300 was our first go. So crack that, number one, which we'll do within the next month too.
Yeah, I think
Talk about it.
500 within 6 months
what I was saying.
and 1,000 by the end of the year.
I was literally, no joke, thinking these same exact 500 6 months,
Without
1,000.
any level of like without quality dropping at all.
Yeah.
Like I want it to be
Consistently.
1,000 motherfucking go-getters.
Solid.
And
Solid.
everybody as happy as they are now.
If you're watching this and want to learn how to build and sell AI, click the link down below.
Botlaunch.com,
Bot
Botlaunch on
launch.
any social, Botlaunch.
We're gonna help you scale, land your first client with the exact proven scripts that we've utilized to sell AI. So
Yeah.
click the link.
And 2025 is the year of AI.
Yep.
And we're teaching you how to build and sell it.
And he's
to,
been saying that. He's been saying that.
businesses. So
But yeah, aligned there. 300 members, crack that first. 500 within 6 months. 1,000 by the end of the year. 100%. That's something important. Personally, I think I want to start promoting more. So like, I have like 1,000 followers on TikTok, but I want to have like a bigger, like $10,000 followers on TikTok, but like promoting AI, like promoting our stuff.
same. I want to do a $100,000 webinar.
Yeah,
Like on
huge,
the webinar.
Huge. Yeah, I like that.
Just building our personal brands.
Yeah,
like,
building
in our lists.
Yeah, because right now it's like I'm posting, like I posted that we did, over 200,000, and got like a couple thousand views and like gained like 20 followers
Dang.
and stuff like that, which is good. I'm like, I just need to be posting that stuff. I'm just not. I don't promote at all. Like it's crazy that if I promoted as much as you promoted, we probably would have hit 100K no problem.
I was thinking you should promote as much as I did this month and see what happens.
100%. Because I have also separate followers.
I was thinking you might even be able to hit the same webinar and see what happens. So.
Yeah. So I was like, that's like probably one of my biggest goals. I've never been cocky. I've never been like, oh, here's me doing this. I've really, that's
Same. I just
I've
think it's like,
with.
y'all ain't doing it.
No, I'm just like, I just post random pictures of like what we're doing. It's because it's fun.
Yeah.
But I've never, it's a struggle of mine to like, oh, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing.
See, but we have to do that.
Exactly.
Because there's people watching us, stealing our stuff and teaching it
And doing
as if
it.
it's theirs. Like, it is insane how much and I've been saying that shit.
A goal is to stay in front, stay
Yeah.
in front, whether that's posting TikTok,
Just
helping
outwork everybody.
literally.
Motherfuck the competition.
Because it is
That's
crazy.
so.
And that's something I realized this year. As hard as I fucking worked, like busted my ass, everybody was just utilizing my stuff.
Yeah.
I'm 22, 23.
Yeah, you sent me that other big YouTuber literally
Crazy.
took your bot
And
selling it as his own.
literally my bar for bar and
Yeah.
2,000-3,000 views that could have been attributed to us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We just gotta, even if we don't think it's significant, we just gotta put it out because otherwise, these little cockroach is gonna do.
Yeah,
So.
and so staying in front, that's a huge goal of mine, and I'll probably break that down to make it more of a specific goal, whether it's like consistently posting and stuff like that. But that's probably one of the biggest things that I want to focus on coming into 2025 is like content focused, staying in front as much as possible. Because if we can just have the attraction there, like a lot of other stuff can fall into place.
Sure.
Business wise, I want to track. I've made us a spreadsheet. I want to track net income.
And I want him to track.
And I'm going to be so on top of like money, net income, gross income, whatever our fixed variable expenses, literally month by
Please.
month.
I need that. I've always needed that.
So we need like, I want numbers.
I just want to sell.
Yeah,
That's
like
all I want to do.
Yeah, like I want numbers. Like I've been craving for some reason like data and organization. So like within my personal life, so I'm getting that like situated. But like even with business, I'm like I want so much data and numbers that we know exactly where we're at all the time, and there's never a question. So that's a huge goal of mine.
Yep.
And then lastly, I want an employee, like a solid, like a.
I want to. As bad as it sounds, whoever's watching, I want a solid film guy. Like
solid,
I want somebody that wants it as bad as us as a film guy.
That is true.
A young kid that we build up, and he's a lifer. Like that's what I want. Like we got Amanda. We need that. We need that film guy.
Yeah, 100%. Because if somebody could help us facilitate all of the content and just take the content and do something with it,
Next, we got
huge.
we could take the next 3 years off and have content that would crush everybody else.
Literally, we
just
have
with what we've
so much,
documented.
and we just don't know what to do with it. Like that's
Yeah.
we know what to do with it. Just
We just ain't got
don't-
the time to do anything with it. You know?
True. But that's pretty much it for me. It's just content, data, organization, an employee this year, like a solid one though, like not in a bad way to anybody else, but like not one of the ones we had previously. I had one more. $1 million would be sick. $1 million a year.
Shouldn't be hard.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw that this month. If
Yeah.
we just maintain, we're already at over $1 million run rate.
Yeah, so my goal personally would be $1 million this year. 2025, make it this was my 100K year, make it my $1 million year.
Let's double it like you did this year.
Let's get it.
So, all right, and my personal is
Yeah, talk about it.
I just want to get in the best shape of my life.
Talk
Me
about
and
it.
my wife. Like,
Talk about it.
I want to be that fit couple. So she's
go.
crushing the TikTok shop right now, and she's got me doing like a few videos here and there. But like, I really think like our life is pretty cool. Like,
Yeah, but-
like I literally have the dream life.
You
I can't-
absolutely do.
Yeah, I got every last little thing I could ever want: woman, car, house, business partner, and just showcasing more of that. Not in like an arrogant way. It's just like there's so many people out there faking it and just not good heads on their shoulders. Like I really want to be that beacon of light and inspire a bunch of people of like what's really possible. Because like we really all of us came from absolute fucking nothing.
Literally,
So-
pennies and dollars, taping my shoes together.
Yeah, literally. So what?
The plus movement, actually.
Oh, just continue building the plus
Yes,
movement. Yeah, I want to
yes.
see this literally everywhere I go.
Everywhere.
Plus.
Plus,
So, and
plus.
it's still plus. Even though
Bot-
podcast, everything's bot launch, that's the business, plus the movement. So
Plus the movement.
that's it. And shit, let's kick 2025. Watch that. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Let's get it.
That's
Super
so
excited.
cool. Man.
Let's get it, man. Let's